Hey there. So markets closed here about 20 minutes ago. Um, Dow came back a little bit today, was down almost 400. I think it might have been down 400 for a minute or two. Came back, finished down 220. NASDAQ was down over 1%. Um, we had some earnings today, a few companies that didn't do too hot. Brightview Holdings, sure, it's a company you've never heard of. Um, they are the nation's largest landscape maintenance company. They take care of mowing the grass and the snow removal and any maintenance in the landscaping for all these huge companies, huge buildings, commercial buildings. So a big company, but I mean, for a landscape company anyway. But there has, ever since they IPO'd about a year ago, there hasn't been a whole lot of interest in the stock, which is not a big surprise. I know about it because I'm a landscaper myself. So I ran across this company. It's down 10% today. Hasn't fared too well. I think it IPO'd around 20, 22, somewhere around there, and it's at 13 now. So um, tough time for Brightview Holdings. Twitter was down 10% today on earnings. HAIN Celestial was down over 9%. They're the food distributor. Kind of an interesting company. It got down today. I had some extra cash today because I sold some stock the other day. And HAIN, it's one I've been following. I thought, if it gets down to under 15, I might buy some. And it snuck under 15, and I didn't pull the trigger, and I wanted to, but I didn't. And of course, it finishes up today. It's $16.15. So I would have made over $1 a share in just a matter of a few hours. It came roaring back as soon as it snuck under 15. So, oh well, what do you do? Maybe tomorrow it'll be right back down under 15 again. Who knows? Pretty volatile stock. So Biogen was down over 7% today on a patent dispute. They had a setback, I guess, with that. So Biogen was down 7%. All the oil drillers were down today. Oil was down 2 or 3%. So all the oil drillers were. Anytime oil is down, they're so leveraged to that price of oil that oil were to ever recover, those oil drillers. I'm just looking at chart right now. Unbelievable how much those companies have dropped in price. I'm not a big believer in oil in the future. I think there's just going to be too much technology, too many electric cars. So I just don't. I think oil has. I think its best days are in the past. That's just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Couple stocks that were up today was iRobot. They make the Roomba. iRobot was up 10% today. That stock is almost $100. Unbelievable. I remember I actually owned some of that stock when it was at 15. 15. I bought some and I sold it when it got up to like 20, and I took the profits, which I guess you can't complain about. It's a nice gain, but then you watch it go all the way up to 100, and I just got to shake my head sometimes, I guess. SoftBank, we talked about SoftBank yesterday to see if they could keep that rally going. SoftBank was up another 5.5% today. So that one's still heading up. Um, Overstock, overstock.com. It's on 4% today. If anybody has any opinions on overstock.com, let me know. I would love to hear other people's opinion. I've been doing some research on Overstock. The CEO is actually attempting to sell overstock.com. If you go on overstock.com, it's just like an Amazon, obviously not on that type of scale, but it's an strictly online retailer. You buy furniture. It's a lot of it's furniture. But it's a money losing company. Always has been. He had the right idea, but just couldn't turn a profit with it. So now what they're doing is they're attempting to sell the company, and they have this blockchain that actually it's called T0. It actually just started trading. Their coins just started trading. I'm not much into blockchain or Bitcoin. I'm very interested in it. I read a lot about it. Never actually, I don't know how to mine for a Bitcoin. I've never owned any Bitcoin. I don't know about a lot about it. I'm more interested in the blockchain technology rather than Bitcoin itself. So what's really interesting is about Overstock is they're actually trying to sell the business and focus on this T0 blockchain. And I was reading about there was this GSR investments, and they had a $200 million transaction um, for a sale of cobalt, and they were going to use this T0 platform, and they're also investing. They're buying stock in Overstock.com and investing in this platform. So there's a lot of interest. I guess right now I was just reading an article before I came on here, and apparently right now is January when the tokens started trading. It's only for accredited investors, but in August, it's going to be open to everyone. And another reason why Overstock is so attractive right now is because the price it got over $80 here in 2018. $80. Do you know what it is right now? If you look at the chart, 19, and it was at 80. It actually fell down to about 14, and it's starting to come back here. It broke through 20 yesterday, but it was down with the rest of the market today. It's at 19, like 1950, I think. Um, Man, that one's really tempting. I actually almost bought some today. I was kind of upset about the whole HAIN thing, so I'm like, I should just buy some Overstock, and I didn't. I want to do some more research before I go ahead and start buying shares of that company because it's volatile. I mean, it could be down 20% tomorrow. It's done that many times where it's been down 10, 20% in one day. So I really don't want to get off to a bad start there, and find out something. So I'm kind of interested to read about why there was a firm that was going to invest. I mean, I think it's still this GSR investments, and they delayed the investment. Um, what the reason is, I don't know, but I want to read into that to see if there's something going on there to where maybe they're not going to invest the full amount of money. But really interesting with this whole blockchain and Overstock.com. If you can get on YouTube and watch some videos on Patrick Bryan, I think is his name, Byrne. Really super smart guy. Um, and he can just explain this blockchain. I'm not even going to attempt to try to explain on any of it, but um, it's apparently it's going to revolutionize the markets, the Nasdaq, the Dow, how everything is traded. And T0 is actually one of the first. I think it is the first SEC approved platform for blockchain. So that one's going to be really interesting. I might buy some Overstock stock tomorrow. If it dips in the morning, that's one where I mean, any day news could come out where they sold the company. They get a big cash payment for the retail business, and then they sink that money into the blockchain technology. And then I mean, if that happens, the stock's going to go up to 30, $40. And then if this blockchain is successful, this stock could get back up to that $80 mark. And it did this before. It was down. Let me check it out quick. It was down to 10 or $15. Before it went up to 80. It was before it made that run up to 80. Looks like even going for about a year and a half there. It was between 10 and 20, kind of up and down a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I know it had to do with the whole blockchain. It went just absolutely skyrocketed from $16 to 80, and it's at 1949 right now. So this is one that's and it's starting to trend back up. This is one. I mean, these kind of get me excited here when I see something like this. Go ahead and do some research on overstock.com. This is one where uh, this could be big. This really could be big. Um, so go check out overstock.com. Do some research, and maybe we can discuss that again in a future episode. I'm sure we'll be talking about overstock again. They're so volatile. Hopefully, if I buy some, hopefully we'll be talking about it because it's up 40-50% in a day. That would be fun. So, all right. Well, I guess that's all we got for today. A lot of stocks down, 2, 3, 4%. I'm not going to go through every one of those, but I think we talked about the big movers today, the ones that are around that, 7 to 10%. So, all right, tomorrow's Friday. We will see you after the market closes.